Local, live, late breaking. This is WESH 2 News Sunrise in high definition.
6 o'clock and happening right now. It's nearly time for the launch of a rocket on its way to the International Space Station. You're looking live now at the pictures from Kazakhstan.
The Progress 58 will blast off in just seconds from now. The mission is carrying new supplies to the crew aboard the ISS.
Turbo pumps up to flight speed. 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of the Progress 58 cargo ship on a fast-track flight to the International Space Station.
Talk about a fast-track flight. Docking with the ISS is scheduled for noon today. Things are looking good there as Progress 58 is heading into orbit.
Not bad.
No.
Tuesday morning.
That's a great way to start your
the
Tuesday. It's Fat Tuesday. Mardi Gras is underway. I'm Jason Guy.
And I'm Michelle Imparato. So we do have a storm on the way, so we want to take a quick look outside, or we'll show you the satellite and get to Amy Sweezy. Good morning, Amy.
Yeah, that green rain there on the radar, that is on its way to Central Florida. It is going to lead to showers and storms for us today and continuing into tonight and even early tomorrow. Here is your planner for today. Now, temperatures are starting off warm. We're in the lower 60s now. We'll still climb into the mid to upper 70s in many spots, despite the fact that rain is coming. The southern spots especially that won't get rain until much later in the day because it will start to the north and then push to the south. So a little bit of sunshine early, but the clouds will increase and then the rain will start to develop. Right now we range anywhere from about 60 to 63 degrees, so it's fairly mild, about 10 degrees warmer than average. There's the satellite closer view there showing the clouds increase, the rain off to the north, and quite a bit of rain there in North Florida. That's all out ahead of the cold front that will push into our area over the next 24 hours. So temperatures today still climbing to the low to mid 70s. Will be cooler north where the rain will arrive first, even before noon in some spots. And then in the metro area, we'll wait a little longer for the rain, closer to lunchtime, early afternoon. So we'll be able to still climb to the mid 70s there. And then southern Brevard County making it into the upper 70s since the rain won't arrive for you until late afternoon and into the evening. It is 6:02 now. Let's get over to Jasmine Bailey and get a traffic check.
Well, we are starting out with I-4 travel times. If you're heading out from Volusia County, watch out for a minor crash just before State Road 44. It's on the westbound side, but only blocking off a shoulder. 15 minutes, St. John's River Bridge to 436. From there to Colonial Drive, 9 minutes and 6 from Conroy to Anderson. We also have construction eastbound on State Road 50 at Taylor Creek Road. It's blocking off one left lane. Jason, Michelle.
We're on top of breaking news here at 6:02. A neighborhood on the east side of Orange County is blocked off right now.
It's because of an early morning fire that crews are on the scene of right now. WESH 2's Chris Hush is also there with what's happening right now. Chris.
Yeah, and we're a bit closer to the scene this morning. This is the 2800 block of Cobia Court, right off of Goldenrod and south of Curry Ford Road. Take a look for yourself. You can see crews are still putting water on that house that you see there. And we were told at one point that 85% of the home was engulfed in flames. This all started around 4:30 this morning. And from our view, we can't see any flames here any longer, but still a large presence of fire crews at the scene, of course. We did hear reports that the occupants inside were evacuated, but we're still trying to confirm this morning if there were any injuries. Of course, the fire marshal is on scene and investigators will have to find a cause here. We have not been able to get close enough to the scene to confirm some additional information. Nonetheless, this is the South Pine Run neighborhood, and this is closed off to a lot of the residents that live down this street. There are deputies here that are blocking the entrance to Cobia Court here. As soon as we get some more information, we will, of course, continue to update you. For now, live in Orange County, Chris Hush, WESH 2 News.
New rules are now in place at a local mall. It's in response to what Orange County deputies call a riot at West Oaks Mall in Ocoee over the weekend. Mall management tells WESH 2 those who are under the age of 17 must be with an adult after 9 p.m. On Saturday, teenagers raced through the AMC 14 after being denied tickets to see 50 Shades of Grey, which is rated R.
There's a whole bunch of kids that try to get rated R tickets, so we sold out all the PG-13 movies, and they just started to run in.
Mall managers say they are working closely with the Ocoee police to ensure something like this doesn't happen again.
Right now, police in Ocala are investigating a hit-and-run crash that injured 3 people. Firefighters pulled the driver and 2 kids from the vehicle on East Silver Springs Boulevard. One of the children was taken to the hospital by helicopter. Deputies from the Marion County Sheriff's Office detained the driver, who they say tried to leave the scene.
Happening today, help is on the way to those who are being forced to move out of a troubled condo complex. West 2's Stuart Moore is here now. And Stuart, parts of the Blossom Park condos have already been condemned.
That's right, Michelle. Several families at the complex were already forced to relocate on campus. Now even more families are being told they must move out completely for their own safety. Now family services will be at Blossom Park to assist the residents who have to move. All of the stairs, railings, and elevators have been condemned, and the upper floors have been deemed unsafe for living. Family Services says that it will pay for up to 30 days in a motel or the first month's rent for families moving to new homes. Code enforcement first condemned sections of the apartments, but now signs are also posted from enforcement and fire rescue. Several school children live there. We will be there when that moving begins. Jason.
Stuart, we're now hearing the 911 calls for help after an officer-involved shooting in Melbourne that left one person wounded.
I heard a lot of gunshots, I think in short manner.
Okay, how many shots did you hear, sir?
I heard at least about 8 or 9, maybe 10.
Officers say they tried to pull over a car at the Shoal Manor Apartments on Sunday morning. When they got out of the cruiser, they say the driver tried to run them down. One of the officers opened fire, hitting a passenger and causing the car to crash. The driver, James Turpin, was arrested and charged with attempted murder. The passenger is expected to recover.
Breaking news right now involving the president's executive action on immigration. Right now, that plan is on hold because of a federal judge's ruling. The temporary injunction gives a coalition of 26 states time to pursue a lawsuit that aims to permanently stop the orders. The president's plan would spare as many as 5 million undocumented immigrants from deportation. Overnight, the White House said it plans to appeal the ruling.
Right now, federal investigators are trying to figure out what caused this fiery train derailment. Take a look at the plumes of smoke and fire billowing up. This was the scene in West Virginia after a train pulling more than 100 tankers of crude oil went off the tracks during a snowstorm, and that led to those massive explosions. Officials say at least 14 tankers caught fire or exploded, and at least one ended up in a river. That's causing some concerns about contamination. Hundreds of families have been evacuated from their homes nearby.
Did you get a picture?
When I went outside, one of the bigger explosions happened. And by that time, I was too eager to get into the car and be ready to get out of there.
Officials are now letting those fires burn themselves out.
Right now, we want to show you a live picture of the snow falling in Bryant Park in New York City. Snow is also falling in Washington, D.C. as well. And because of all of this, federal offices are closed today. West 2's Aixa Diaz shows us what it's like in the nation's capital.
Michelle, we're finally seeing our first significant snowfall of the season here in D.C. Not quite half a foot of snow this morning, but still federal offices are closed. Kids are home from school, and the roads are a mess. Cars are struggling. Some of these streets haven't even been plowed yet. As you can see, it's happening right now. There is a snow emergency in effect, meaning anyone parked along emergency routes will be ticketed and towed. This snow started late yesterday afternoon and should be out of here by later this morning. In Washington, Aixa Diaz, West 2 News.
Meanwhile, here in Central Florida, it's almost a warm morning. We're in the 60s. I stepped out and was shocked today.
It is. Yes, it is warm, but we're not getting away scot-free today.
No.
We are going to see some rain. First Alert meteorologist Amy Sweezy has been tracking it for us. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Loving that hat on Aixa. She never got to wear that here in Central Florida, so now she's getting a chance there in D.C. Mid to upper 70s is where we are headed today. We've got clouds building in. We've got showers. We've got thunderstorms. We are going to be warmer than average, even though we have clouds and rain on the way, because we'll have a late enough rain start and enough breaks in the clouds to get just a little sun, plus south wind, so that will all still help us have a warm day. And then, of course, the rain will come in and the cold air will start to pour in tomorrow. So here's Futurecast. Rain starts late morning before noon north of the metro area. So over the next couple of hours, we're going to start seeing some rain develop here in Flagler and Marion counties especially. From there, the rain will push south as the cold front pushes to the south. So through the evening commute, we'll have some rain along the I-4 corridor, a few embedded thunderstorms too. And then the rain will be with us into the late night tonight. And then even overnight into early Wednesday, we'll still have some rain for the beginning of the morning commute south of Orlando, and then the rain will move out, the clouds will move out, and then that cooler, drier air will begin to filter in. Temperatures today still warm, low to mid 70s, a few upper 70s to the south. We'll talk more about the colder air on the way coming up in just a few minutes. Jasmine.
Traffic moving up to speed on the 408 at I-4. If you were traveling westbound this morning, we checked travel times from the Greenway to I-4. It's about a 7-minute drive, so no delays there. We do want you to watch out for those fire crews this morning because of that house fire we just reported minutes ago. It's between Curry Ford Road and Pershing that you may find the roadblocks. You can use Cimarron as your alternate. Jason, Michelle.
Putting the mark on property to try to stop thieves.
Ahead on Sunrise, the event being held by a local police department today.
Also coming up on Sunrise, a battle is brewing over a former Central Florida high school. The debate now underway over what happens to this abandoned building.
And next on Sunrise, the big announcement today surrounding Orlando's newest attraction.